both doing today?
Wonderful.
Morning, John. Thanks for having us.
No, thanks for having me to be able to talk about everyone asked about you. And starting off the bat, I want to ask in this case, John, you are one of the leads in the film, and as well, you are the director and the writer of the film. What inspired you to bring this film to fruition, and as well, all the steps that you had to take to make it happen?
There's a lot in there, so I'll move quickly. But it's something I've been wanting to focus on for several years is the Hollywood's mistreatment of children since the beginning of time, and then just the ongoing from the Me Too movement that really brought a lot of stuff out into the public, how women are treated, and the sexual objectification of women. And also, children in Hollywood is not something I'm proud of. It's an industry that I love very much. I've done very well in Hollywood, but I wanted to make a film that spearheaded those subjects and told it in a compelling way with a love story between Jack and Simone that shows the complexities of what happens in our industry with compromises that artists have to make to get their work to the screen. So that was the motivation for it. Boy, the process to make it is different every film, John. I have my own model, my own formula that works, but it's an inexact science and it changes every time in terms of who comes in and who comes out. It always starts with a script that I can get people to rally around, a script that when actors read it, they want to be a part of it. In this instance, I wrote the lead role of Simone Deville for my girlfriend, Rachel Bailit, who has been deserving of a role like this for a long time. So it was great to be able to hand this to her, and she fell in love with it. And then we brought a bunch of other actors in who we both admire, and we're off and running. And then the money just always kind of falls into place if you have faith, and if everyone's pulling the same direction, you just always every day you get out of bed and feel like a new guardian angel is going to fall in your lap, and the financing will fall into place. So. That's about what I got, but just the film is very special to us, and we're hoping that people talk about it and see that behavior needs to change in terms of how women and children are treated in this industry.
I completely agree. Now, this question will go directly to Rachel. How did you feel when you read the script at first, and how was it? What was your feeling when you got like when John presented to you to be like, "Hey, I want you to be the leading role."
Well, I was overwhelmed and extremely excited and grateful. I knew I was going on a journey, and it felt somewhat close to the truth of what I've experienced in Hollywood, not at those extremities. So I was prepared to do the work and to reveal what needed to be revealed in that role. So I was a willing participant and excited. I couldn't quite understand how it was all going to look in the end with going forward, going backward, and I had to trust that and was present for each scene for whatever time it was. But I really couldn't understand the genius of it until I saw it in the first cut and I saw how all the puzzle pieces came together. So that was really exciting.
Amazing. Now, I wanted to get your opinion on both of you. I don't know if you guys got to see this film, but being the fact that the film touches bases on how women are treated in the world of Hollywood, what was your reactions when, if you got to see the film, on the film Blonde? Because it's a film that touches bases like a lot in this famous actress's story. But what was your take, both your takes, in regards on how the topics were touched on the film?
I'm an enormous Marilyn fan, and I have all these similarities in life that I wish I had time to get into. I felt they took a lot of liberties with that movie. There's no way they could have been in the bedroom with her, and I thought that it was degrading, but I understand that they were gaining our sympathy. I thought the actress did a phenomenal job. I liked the movie, but I feel protective of Marilyn, that people can take her life and assume, what she was like in bed and how, the particulars that, I've read every single Marilyn book and
Okay.
none of them go into, that deep into her personal life. There is one book in particular that was written by a woman that worked for her that very few people know about that I think is a real candid look at her. But so I feel protective of what people are doing with her, but at the same point, she is the poster child for how women can be treated, can be possibly killed. And what can happen to a very, very talented actress. I teach at Lee Strasberg. She was a prize student of Lee Strasberg's. So I know what a serious actress she was, and her story is sad, and it's a story of many women in Hollywood being judged for how we look and being stereotyped and for people wanting to see you in that one lane and nothing else. And so I feel real frustrated for her that I think in the Misfits, we saw some of her best work, but I don't think she ever really came to the fruition that she wanted to as a creator.
I was
Amazing.
I was blown away by the vision of the film, and I applauded. Was it Andrew Dominic? Andrew Dominic, the director, um, that he went for such a. It was there was parts of it that were almost very David Lynch, which I was shocked. I just was curious who they thought the film would appeal to because it was there's no way in hell they were trying to appeal to Maryland fans. It was so grotesquely, blatantly. Um, God, it was a brutal examination of I'm sure a lot of very true aspects of what she went through, which are very tragic, but it was very hard to watch.
And our film is hard to watch as
Yeah.
well. So we don't want I don't want to be a hypocrite,
Yeah.
but it is a fictitious story.
With no nudity.
Yeah, there's no nudity.
Yeah.
It is a fictitious story.
Yeah.
So we're not taking someone's life and assuming things.
Yeah.
But ours is hard to watch because what happens to me, it's hard for me to watch it now. There's one scene that I cringe, even though it's myself, of how Simone was treated and how Jack allowed Simone to be treated.
But I love that you brought up that film because I thought you were going to say Substance.
Me too.
So it was a surprise to talk about Blonde because I've only seen it once and I really should re-examine it because like I said I was impressed with the filmmaking and the vision of the filmmaker. I was just curious who he thought his audience was.
No, exactly. Now, talking about scenes, I would like to know what throughout the whole filming process, what was a favorite scene or a moment for both of you?
Okay.
She has so many great moments, but I'll let you
Yeah,
pick her.
yeah, I actually have to go in a couple minutes. So I'm gonna say that this scene that I loved a couple scenes. I loved a scene where John indulged me with a duet. And it was, it was like a little musical in the
Mhm.
movie, and it showed their first meeting and how it started off so beautifully. And then I would say on the far polar opposite would be my monologue. We call it the Russian monologue, where I'm in the bungalow and I'm acting out. I'm miserable. I don't know how to torment him enough, and I come up with this character about a story of how I was humiliated on set. It's a
Okay.
true story.
Yeah.
And so that's my other favorite scene because I was able to have so much fun with it.
Yeah. If I say my favorite experience of shooting a singular scene, it would be a spoiler alert as to what happens at the end of the picture. But um, there are moments between Jack and Simone where I really felt like we were just. I know I didn't feel like we were genuinely in the moment, impulse to impulse, doing what actors love to do. And when we were really sparring, um, I was going toe to toe with a world-class actor, and it was a lot of fun to get in the ring with her. So there were a couple of moments there where Jack and Simone were hitting on all cylinders and going at each other that really are memorable to me.
That's amazing. Now, to finish up the interview, I wanted to ask both of you if you could describe everyone asks about you with one word, what would it be?
Oh boy. The first word that came to me was crises. Uh, full on crises within my being as Simone, as to
Okay.
have to make a choice to
Mhm.
continue this life or not.
Compromise.
Amazing, amazing two words. I completely agree with both of you. Now, Rachel, John, thank you very much for giving us the time to talk about the film. Hope everybody enjoys it as much as I did as well.
Oh, great.
And
Thank you.
hope to see your next endeavors. I hope to see you in person or here again to talk about any future endeavors. Thank you
We'd
very
like
much.
to come on with you anytime. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.